What's up, guys? It is Gray, aka the Kagre, and oh man, am I excited today! Woo! It's a chapter. The moment's finally here. Couple things before we get into the nitty gritty of this chapter, because there's a lot of nitty gritty. First of all, my Ruby review for Volume 8, Episode 1 came out earlier today. Technically yesterday, but it's earlier today for me. Couple, like 12 hours ago. Yeah, 12 hours ago. So check that out if you haven't. One, I'm wearing the same shirt because it's the same day. No, I know these weren't uploaded the same day. I'm recording them the same day, so get over yourself. This one's probably going to go out at 11 a.m., I think is when I'd like to schedule. I want to get this one out because, boy, it's a little video. And if you want more of my here. However, I am sorry I'm covering up so much. I have to do this or I will get copyright struck and my channel won't exist anymore. That's bad. So, big spoilers. Please, if you have not read the chapter or like anime only, go away. This is not for you unless you really don't care about that kind of stuff. Let's just get into the chapter, shall we? Ooh, I'm excited. So it starts off in the hospital, in Rei's hospital, which is Todoroki's mother, Endeavor's ex-wife. Are they still married, technically? Not divorced, right? Good for him. Weird. I'm sorry. I forget I said that. That was weird. They're like, oh, whoops, hold on. They're like, hey, like, what are they like? First, they like, why are we letting the crazy people watch TV? She's watching a TV. The channel switches to Dabi sitting in a room. I wonder what that means. And then it cuts away to Nantamakia made it to where Shigaraki is, to ground zero, I guess, is what you want to call it. All for one has like an inner monologue. He's like, thank goodness that you showed up, because Shigaraki's like about to die. Todoroki and Nejiri have like a combo attack, jet kindling. It looks sweet. Shigaraki gets owned. He's out for the count. Probably at this point, he does not look good. He gets Janatamakia like catches him with his big mole claw. Freaking Bakugo wakes up just to trash talk Ida. They're like, oh, give me an order. Janatamakia has Shigaraki in his hand. He looks unconscious. He's like, your will's my command. Give us an order. Spinner's there. He's like, you're not looking too good, buddy, because he's not. Over here, if you can kind of see over here. Then we have some Endeavors, like, sorry, Hawks. I have to beat him, but one of my lungs is, like, burning out. And then right when he's, like, about to fight Janatamakia, Dabi comes up and he's like, hey, look, you all look like ants. Oh, Shoto here's too. Perfect. They're like, Dabi. And then, hold on, we got to see in the bottom left, you see Dabi giving rid of the hair dye. Bam! It's Toya. It's here. Here, it's official. Toya Todoroki is Dabi. We've known it for years. Finally, we get true confirmation. This is the panel that I didn't use for the thumbnail because I wanted to get everyone else's reaction. Like the left side wasn't. This side wasn't great for thumbnails. But I was tempted to blur out the Toya and just have that. Dabi is Toya Todoroki. He's like, come on, like, how do you expect this? Your older brother. Deku remembers. He shows what he said on TV, which is he's Toya Todoroki. He's the son of Never. I've killed over orders 30 people. Is because he was like... And then it goes into detail that Endeavor wanted power, so he, like, forced marriage to get the quirk that he wanted, blah, blah, blah. So, he, like, abused everyone. The kid who supported Endeavor has his reaction. We see a bunch of people crying because, like, Janatamakia just tore through. And then Dabi says, I never forgot anything. So he kept watching. Then he says the murderous flames are Endeavor's. Endeavor's face looks not great. And he's like, hey, it's reporting nationwide. Dabi's just dancing. He's having the time of his life right now. And then, just real quick, we get a little bit of Toya as a child. Now, this is kind of significant because if anyone who really follows stuff for this, they'll know that in the anime, Toya was showed to have red hair. And in the manga, it was white. when he was a little bit older. So everyone was like, wow, Bones just messed it up. So I guess Hori, to like throw Bones a bone, no pun intended, made it to where his hair starts. As you can see, it's like red around the outside. And you guys kind of can't see it, but if you read the chapter, you'll be able to notice. It's red on the outside, but like white on the roots. So his hair color was changing, whether it just be from like how some kids' hair gets darker naturally, or maybe he's stressed. It is turning white, so good save, Hori. My man. Dobby's having the time of his life. He's dancing. Has this huge, super dramatic monologue. How he's like, wants to do the family, and the past never dies. Reap what you sow. Let's tango, you and me, NG Todoroki, a dance with your son here in hell. This is boom, bro. Just crazy stuff. So, let's break it. Let's get a little bit. Let's get a little more into the details. Let's talk about everything but the Todoroki thing. Really, the only other thing that happened in this chapter was Shigaraki gets knocked out, assumingly knocked out, and rescued by Jantamachia. That's pretty much the only other thing that happened in this chapter, except for Nejiri and Todoroki both having like a cool attack. It's cool. Also, One for All does comment on their quirks being really cool, which is like, it's a great characterization for All for One, because he's like, he doesn't even look at them as people. He's like, oh, nice quirks. Like, I want those. You know what I mean? Like, that's cool. But man, so the Todoroki reveal, first of all, anyone who watched the show pretty much knew this was coming, right? Like, this is not something that was really hidden. It almost at one point was like, it came so close to confirmed at one point, especially when Dobby talked to Hawks. That was very much at that point, everyone was like, okay, clearly there is something with this guy's identity. His fire quirk. We know the first son of Endeavor didn't work out super well, so like the pieces connected. But either way, I thought that it was done really, really well, because it wasn't just, it was like a super monumentous moment, but not just for like Dobby. The world knows, well, okay, Japan, I guess, but like the world, right? The My Hero world knows the number one hero is abusive and his son's a villain. His mom, who has been progressing with her mental health, knows. So that's down the drain, assumingly. Todoroki knows, which means, you know why it's exciting for Todoroki? Because now that he knows that his brother's on the other side, that means when we finally get like the final confrontation, assumingly, that if Todoroki fights Dobby, he's going to have to make the decision to kill or save his brother. Do you know how narratively awesome that's going to be? Like, it's not something I gave a lot of thought about, but now that he knows that, every situation that he approaches Dobby is probably going to be a little different. Maybe it won't. Maybe it won't, and he'll be like, I didn't know him. Like, he's not my brother. He's a monster. But it definitely will affect Endeavor. What's Endeavor? Endeavor can't beat up the son that he basically drove to that point because of his abuse. And how's the world going to view Endeavor? Like the news? They already... Hold on. There's parts of this where it shows... Yeah, this part right here. It shows some people's... like, parents are dead, kids are crying, other people are looking for, like, loved ones under the rubble that Jantamachia caused. So people are already going to not have faith in heroes. The number one hero is an abusive father, husband, and his son's a villain. Like, a high-ranking villain. Remember, Dobby's killed over 30 innocent people. Oh, man, dude, this chapter, oh... man, dude, My Hero is so fire. No pun intended. Oh, man. I feel bad for Ruby. Because, like, no offense to Ruby. This destroyed Ruby for me. Like, this overshadowed Ruby by so much. It was done so well. Just their faces. And Todoroki already had, like, maybe one of the worst childhoods ever. Not only was his mom in a psychiatric hospital for a mental breakdown because of his abusive dad that forced him to be who he is. Now his older brother is a supervillain. And I want to see the sister and the other brother's reaction to this so bad. I want to see it so bad. Okay, here's what I think. I've gushed enough about this. I've basically just been screaming my incoherent thoughts at you for over like 10 minutes now. Let's get into predictions. Next chapter, I really, honest to God, I know, like, narratively, it's annoying because we're, like, at such a climax. I want a flashback. I want a flashback to showcase. It's fine. I think it's time that we figured out and we knew what happened exactly. Like, I want to see what I want to see how he faked his death. I want to see where he went, how he grew up. Like, I want to see Dobby's officially become an interesting character to me because Dobby acknowledges how he's like crazy. He's called himself weak before, and he's on a one-track mind. He has a one-track mind, and all he wants to do is take down Endeavor. And I honestly feel like he's willing to take himself down to do it, and that's dangerous. This is super exciting to me as a My Hero fan, especially as someone who like really thinks the villains have recently gotten super good. The past, was it 2 years? Was My Villain Academia 2 years? It feels like it's been, man. I can't even tell, man. It doesn't feel like it's that long ago, but maybe it was. The past year to 2 years of My Hero, I feel like it's just gotten that much better, and it just won't stop. It just will not stop. It's incredible. 10 out of 10 chapter for sure. I'm willing to give it the 10 out of 10. I hold on to the 10 out of 10 specifically for big moments. 10 out of 10 chapter. I don't care. I don't care. This was done as well as it could have been, in my opinion. I love it. I love just watching their horrified faces throughout the entire thing. Almost every other panel is Dobby dancing, and then Todoroki and Endeavor. I guess it's Shoto and Endeavor, because they're all Todorokis, right? Just looking horrified. Also, wasn't the name of this chapter Dobby's Dance? Yup. Dobby's Dance. Either way, everyone, that's going to do it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. If you liked the chapter or the video, leave a like. That helps me out a lot. If you want more Ruby, Bleach, My Hero content, subscribe to the channel. Always going to be more. I'm still doing the Bleach rewatch. If you're curious about that, check it out. It's a fun thing that we're doing on the side. Ruby started up again. Well, I think I talked about that already. And My Hero's going strong, so that's what we're going to be doing. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take it easy. Peace.